Hi everyone, happy Friday! My body is my reward is the topic. And this morning I was training Andy and she's doing so great, just like everyone else. And we were having this discussion about she thinks that all of the wine gods decided to tempt her, I think it was yesterday. And she was thankful for the food that Brandy has made, definitely, because that's a game changer. But she was in a situation where she couldn't really get to the food because it was locked up in another room. And she was hijacked because she had a meeting. You guys all know how that is. Like if you're, working in the corporate world, you don't always have control over everything, right? So here she is, she can't eat, she's starving, the meeting's going on forever. She had brought food with her, so when she gets in the car, she's like, oh. And then she gets to the restaurant, and it's like terrible because they're waiting, somebody doesn't show up forever, they're waiting forever to order. And she said, they didn't even bring bread, but she says, not that I would have eaten it, but I was starving. I think she shared like 10 cashews with somebody else that was eating on a healthy plan. And she's like, I was so hungry. That's why, you guys, it's so important. First of all, even if you're not hungry on this plan because it's more volume, you need to eat your meals because it gives you a storage that you can draw from if you're in a situation like that. Like if she would have probably eaten all her meals the day before, she might have not been as ravenous. So that's why, even if you're not hungry, I want you to eat your meals. That's why. Then, on top of that, if you know you're going to be in a meeting, make sure maybe you bring some of those Isagenix wafers and drink water, because that will help keep you from getting crazy, because it swells up in your stomach. It'll keep you full. Or just something in your purse, some kind of a small something that you could just go to the bathroom. Like if you're in a 5-hour, time crunch where you can't eat, that could derail your diet that day. So plan ahead if you know you're going to be in these crazy meetings, because I know all you girls work so hard. So I'm going to think of some tips, some more tips. I'm going to put them out. On what you could do when that happens. So anyway, she was tempted by all the wine gods. Let's get back to that story. So she goes spinning on Wednesday night, and it's Wine Wednesday at spinning. Yeah. I thought about having a wine Wednesday here, but I'm like, no. I've always told you guys don't drink wine. Why would I have that? So it's kind of counterproductive. So she's like, no, I'm sorry, I can't stay and drink wine with you guys after I have spun my little ass off in spinning. I'm sorry. I've worked way too hard for this body because Andy has lost 6.5 pounds in the last week. So she's like looking good. So she's like, nope, I'm sorry. I cannot hang out with you winos. No, I'm kidding. So anyway, she decides not to drink the wine, right? Okay. And then this girlfriend is like, hey, we need to go to a wine tasting. I haven't seen you forever. What? Why are all these people? Because she had just told me a couple weeks before, I like to have my wine. I like to have my wine to take the edge off, right? We reward ourselves with wine, right? Because we had what? A stressful week. Reward ourselves with food, right? How many times have you rewarded yourself with some food? With shopping, with all these things that we reward ourselves with, right? So today, after she was saying about being tempted by the wine gods, and this girl wants to go with her, and she wants to, have her do this wine tasting, she's like, sorry, I gave it up for Lent. That's a good one, right? But you know what? Why not? I gave it up for me, because I want the end result. What is the end result? Looking good and feeling good is worth everything, you guys. Like when you guys put your clothes on and you're like, I have no muffin top in my jeans and I look, oh my gosh, this fits so good and this outfit, you feel good about yourself instead of like, oh, I'm gross, I have this muffin top and my thighs, there's just no price tag that you can put on feeling good and looking good, right? So what happened was we have this whole discussion about how she's like, I said no, I did this. I ordered steak salad when we were sitting at that lunch and no dressing on the side, no dressing on my salad, no cheese, no croutons, no cranberries because it's no carb day. And she did so good. And then, so we're talking about all of that. And then she's leaving for the day after she worked really hard, did a workout with me. We did training in arms. And she's getting in her car, and I said, you've done so good this week. I feel like I should reward you in some way. And then she said, my body is my reward. There you go, guys. That is like such an iconic statement, such an epiphany, that's mind-blowing when you really think about it. When you really, really think about it, that is your reward. So think about what you want at the end of the day, at the end of this challenge, at the end of the week. What is it that you want? Think about that and be strong and go after your dreams and your goals. You guys are killing it. I want you to crush it to the end of the challenge